What's up, everybody? John Eric Pauli here with My MMA News, and today's guest just defeated Maria Oliveira by unanimous decision at UFC Vegas 65. Pleased today to once again be joined by Vanessa Demopoulos. Vanessa, nice to see you again. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much. Good to be here.
So this was a big year for you. You had three fights. I think you were an underdog technically on paper in all three fights. You get three victories. Just how happy are you? Just number one with this performance, and number two, just on the year. I mean, you probably couldn't have scripted it any better to go 3-0. A lot of momentum building for you here in 2023.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier. I count everything to my coaches and just being able to listen and be coachable and them having the right game plan for what it is that we're supposed to do.
So I want to know if I missed something here. So when I was watching this fight, I was a little surprised. I think it was in the start of the second round. I don't know if you had a chance to see the broadcast of your fight or not, but they had mentioned where Maria's corner said something about after the first round, like she's going to get tired because she had a very difficult weight cut, and the broadcast team mentioned that you had a tough weight cut. But as far as I know, like we did an interview before the fight, you were saying how great you felt, how the weight's on point. You had the video up on your Instagram. You said making weight like a pro, as I always do. Did I miss something here? Is there kind of something blown out of proportion here?
Yeah, this is probably one of the easier weight cuts that I've had. So I like didn't. I'm like, man, that's like crazy that they're even saying that, because for me, I'm like, I made weight easier this time than I have in the past. And I always do. I always cut a lot of weight. And I think because this time I actually showed on my Instagram how much I rehydrate. So, and they probably thought that I had a tough weight cut because I rehydrate 15 pounds in 2 hours. But I'm just really good at that. Like, it's a scientific method that I do, and I'm just really awesome at rehydrating properly. But I think because this was the first time I ever showed it, that they thought I had a tough weight cut, and I didn't.
Now, is there any like bit that gets like annoyed or anything about stuff like this? I remember not too long ago I interviewed Miranda Maverick, and she had a similar type of thing where she was like, I mean, I don't like it to cut weight. Nobody likes to cut weight, but I made weight just fine, and I've never missed weight ever. But the broadcast team's talking about how she had such a difficult weight cut. So is there anything that's like annoying when you have like these like notions that are out there that aren't true?
No, I think it's funny. I'm like, okay, if that's what they want to like tell themselves to maybe think that they have an edge on me, like let them give themselves misinformation. Like I can't control what it is that you want to try to hang on to, especially when you're already losing. So it's like, if that's what makes you feel better, go ahead. But yeah, I always cut weight the same way. I had a better weight cut this time than I have in the past. So I don't know what they were talking about.
All right, well, let's get into this performance now. We'll start with the opening round. We'll kind of get into things round by round here, starting with obviously that first round. You were able to get a takedown, do a lot of work too. At the end, you actually had her mounted up there, but obviously ran out of time. Just your thoughts on the round and how you were able to get off to that fast of a start. And was that key for you too, to get off to a great start like that too, and really, kind of feel things out like the way you did there?
Yeah, I thought that it was really awesome. She did a good job at hanging on to me. So I wanted to just like apply more damage and maybe start fishing for submissions. But I think her escapes weren't awesome, but she did a good job at keeping me from doing more damage than what I wanted to do. So, it's difficult to do anything to someone who's just like hanging on really tightly.
And then in the second round, right, so much was made in the lead up to this fight about her long reach advantage that she was going to have. And she was able to land a few shots in the opening moments of that second round, but then you were the person that came in with the overhand right, and you ended up dropping her. Obviously, that was able to swing the round big time in your favor there. You would do a lot of work then after that knockdown there. Just talk about that. And was that overhand right part of the game plan? Were you guys expecting that to be there?
Yeah, she drops her hands a lot. So we definitely saw that looking at footage. And I was just listening to my coaches throughout the camp. That was something that we worked heavily on. So it was really awesome to see that perform.
And then in the final round, I believe that's the one the judges scored for her, but that was a very close round. I thought you definitely could have taken it there. Just talk about that round. Obviously, it was competitive. Maybe she came on a little late. That maybe may have swung it to her, but still, nonetheless, like it was still a good round for you too. I'm sure you had to be just overall here very happy with the performance.
Yeah, I thought I won that round too because even my coaches told me they're like, "Hey, she's going to come out. She's going to be very aggressive. So make sure that you get, you start circling out and take her down." And even as I was going backwards, I was still hitting her harder than she was hitting me going forward. And I did end up getting the takedown. I still had a lot of time on the ground with her, and I feel like I landed more damage even on the feet. So I didn't understand how they scored that round for her, but maybe because I was moving backwards, but that was literally my game plan. So
Yeah, I was a little surprised by it too. Like I said, I thought you won the round too, but I mean, I guess it was a closer round, but it didn't affect the didn't affect anything there with the scorecards. You still got the unanimous decision win. That's all that matters. And then, of course, we know that you had that great post fight celebration. Now you jump into the announcer's arms, and I asked you about it before the fight when we did our interview, and you said they better be ready this time. Well, Bisping was ready. I thought he nailed it this time. Were you happy that Michael Bisping was ready this time?
it was a much better embrace this time for sure. I was like, yo, hey, round two. Yeah, he was about it. So that was really cool.
So then you had that moment on the microphone too afterwards where you gave the little shout out to Greece. I think you even said something in Greek into the microphone there. Just what's that been like too? I don't think we've ever really talked about that. Obviously, anyone can tell just by your last name that you are Greek. But what's that been like being able to represent the country and everything like that?
Yeah, I had so much love on my Instagram afterwards, people hitting me up from Greece and just like I saw so many people from my country just giving so much support and that means the world to me. Like I am very Greek. I grew up there when I was younger. I do speak Greek, and I've lived that life my entire life, and I don't feel like I represent it enough because I'm here in America, so people don't really remember the fact that I'm Greek, but it meant a lot to me to be able to give that love back to my country.
Now, how long did you live in Greece for before you came over to the States?
When I was like 2, we went over there, and then from like 2 to like 7, I was over there, and then I came back here to America.
Okay, now everybody always says that Greece is very beautiful. It's a spot that everybody should see. Do you get to go back at all, like since you've been older, and go back and revisit and kind of take everything in there?
There 2 months ago. Well, like 2 months before. Yeah,
Okay, so what was it like being back there and kind of taking that all in?
it was absolutely amazing. Yeah, I loved being able to spend time with my family. That was cool.
Yeah, I bet that is a nice thing there. But I guess to end here, let's go back to the fight game now for just a second. Obviously, after a great year where you're able to get 3 wins, a lot of momentum for the new year. What's next for you here? Do you plan on staying active? Obviously, getting 3 fights in a year is a lot. Do you kind of pump the brakes a little bit? What's kind of the game plan going forward here?
Yeah, I told my manager I'm ready to fight right away, like get me back in the books. So we're looking maybe at like, end of February, March kind of timeline, but I am ready to fight. Yeah, I don't want to sit out too long.
All right. And then I know before your fight, when we did our interview, I had asked you to put the analyst cap on because we talked a lot about you doing the work for UFC Fight Pass. And you said for Carlos Barza and Weili Zhang, you didn't want to get into details with anything because you have a relationship with both of them, training partners with both of them. Just now that it's over, I just want to get maybe if you have a breakdown of that fight because I think a lot of people were shocked. I don't think anybody was going to say Weili Zhang by submission. Obviously shows a lot of work that she's been doing down there in the gym with you guys. So just the thoughts on her performance there.
Yeah, she wasn't here for this camp, but I was also very impressed with Whaley being able to do that to Carla because we all know what an amazing grappler that Carla is. So it really showed how much Whaley was training for this and how much she's evolved, and it was really impressive.
All right, and then one more analyst thing for you here. Coming up the next pay per view to end the year out here. Jiri Prohashka, Glover Teixeira. First time that we saw the fight, that was absolutely amazing. There's a good possibility that might even win fight of the year. It was so good. Obviously, rematch now here coming up. Just your thoughts now as they run that fight back.
Man, this is a fight that I think we all win. It's going to be very exciting no matter what happens in this fight. Yuri really showed his heart to be able to come out as the champion at the end when he was really losing the entire fight. So I do imagine Glover has been training for this. His mindset's in the right place. And Yuri is going to be showcasing his heart and skills as well. I think that Glover is the better martial artist out of the two of them. I think he's got a lot more experience. But Glover's very, or Yuri's very hungry. So we're going to see. I think that we all win in this fight.
All right. Thanks again, as always, for all the time. Last thing before we roll out, social media, management, sponsors, anything like that that you could give shout outs to, floor is yours.
Come check me out at Little Monster Demo on Instagram. Let's go.
All right, Vanessa, thanks again for all the time. Really appreciate it as always. Just want to remind everybody, like I always do before I head out, if you like today's interview, please go to the bottom, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, keep going to MyMMANews.com. We have great stuff that comes out every single day of the week, so make sure you guys have the tabs on the website. Also, great social media stuff. We share a lot of memes, a lot of good stuff. So make sure you guys are checking out our content on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. So make sure to go there. Give us a like and a follow on there as well. We'll see you later, everybody.